Hello. Today is Chapter 8, The Manager as a Planner and as a Strategist. Our learning objectives: identify the three main steps of the planning process and explain the relationship between planning and strategy. Also, describe some techniques managers can use to improve the planning process so they can better predict the future and mobilize organizational resources to meet future contingencies. Number 3, differentiate among the main types of business level strategies and explain how they give an organization a competitive advantage that may lead to superior performance. Number 4, differentiate among the main types of corporate level strategies and explain how they are used to strengthen a company's business level strategy and competitive advantage. And describe the vital role managers play in implementing strategies to achieve an organization's mission and goals. A manager's challenge. The Marriott Hotel CEO plans for economic recovery and growth. What do successful managers consider when they plan a way forward? After the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, Marriott CEO Chap8MgtHistory plans for economic recovery and growth. Planning and strategy. Planning is identifying and selecting appropriate goals and courses of action for an organization. The organizational plan that results from the planning process details the goals and the specific strategies managers will implement to attain those goals. The strategy is a cluster of decisions about what goals to pursue, what actions to take, and how to use resources to achieve goals. For example, Chap8MgtHistory's strategy at Marriott post-COVID. Mission statement is a broad declaration of an organization's purpose that identifies the organization's products and customers and distinguishes the organization from its competitors. What is unique or important, and what distinguishes or differentiates the organization from the competition? Figure 8, 3 steps in planning. 1, determining the organization's mission and goals. Number 2, formulating strategy. And number 3, implementing strategy. For example, Nike's mission. Nike's mission statement is to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. To perform the planning task, managers must establish and discover where an organization is at the present time. Basically, an assessment of exactly where they are. Also determine its desired future state. Where do you want to go? And decide how to move it forward and reach that future state. Why planning is important? Planning is important because, number 1, necessary to give the organization a sense of direction and purpose. Number 2, a useful way of getting managers to participate in decision-making about the appropriate goals and strategies for an organization. And number 3, helps coordinate managers of the different functions and divisions of the organization. And number 4, it can be used as a device for controlling managers. Planning is also important because of unity. At any one time, only one central guiding plan is put into operation. And continuity. Planning is an ongoing process in which managers build and refine previous plans and continually modify plans at all levels. Accuracy. Managers need to make every attempt to collect and utilize all available information at their disposal. Flexibility. Plans can be altered if the situation changes. Figure 8.2, levels of planning at General Mills. At the corporate level, you have the CEO and the corporate office. And down below that, you have the business or the division level. And it's broken up by geography. North America, retail, international, North America, food service, pet. And then below that would be called the functional level. And that would be manufacturing, marketing, human resources, and R&D. Continuing on that, on the corporate level plan, you have corporate mission and goals, corporate level strategy, and the design of the corporate structure control. A business level plan would include divisional goals, business level strategy, and the design of business unit structure and control. Functional level plan includes functional goals, functional level strategy, and design of functional structure control. And there are different levels and types of planning. So we have a corporate level plan. It's basically top management's decision pertaining to the organization's mission, the overall strategy and the structure. General Mills seeks to increase market share in the organic and the natural food sector. That would be their corporate level plan. Corporate level strategy is a plan that indicates in which industries and national markets an organization intends to compete. A functional strategy would be a plan of action to improve the ability of each of an organization's functions to perform its task-specific activities in ways that add value to an organization's goods and services. General Mills invests in state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities to achieve business-level strategy of increasing production by 20% over the next 3 years. And the business-level plan is the long-term divisional goals that will allow the division to meet corporate goals, division's business-level strategy and structure to achieve divisional goals. In the business-level strategy, it outlines the specific methods a division, business unit, or organization will use to compete effectively against its rivals in an industry. General Mills, Beyond Meat, Kite Hill, and Blue Buffalo are some of those business-level divisions of General Mills. A functional level plan and goals that the managers of each function will pursue to help the division attain its business-level goals. And then the time horizon of plans, well, that's a period of time over which plans are intended to apply or endure. Long-term plans are usually 5 years or more. Intermediate-term plans are 1 to 5 years, and short-term plans are less than 1 year. Types of plans. Standing plans is used in situations in which program decision-making is appropriate. Policies are general guides to action. Rules are formal written guides of action. And standard operating procedures, SOP, are written instructions describing the exact series of actions that should be followed in a specific situation. Single-use plans, developed to handle non-program decision-making in unusual or one-of-a-kind situations. And programs are integrated sets of plans achieving certain goals. And the project-specific action plans to complete various aspects of a program. In scenario planning or contingency planning, this generation of multiple forecasts of future conditions followed by an analysis of how to respond effectively to each of those conditions. Shell's oil market scenario planning, for example. Determining the organization's mission and goals. Well, you have to define your business. Who are customers? What customer needs are being satisfied? How are we satisfying customer needs? Establishing major goals. It provides an organization with a sense of direction. Here's an example of vision statements for 3 internet companies. Facebook's, to give people the power to build community and bring the world closer together. X, to give everyone the power to create and share ideas and information instantly without barriers. Google, to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. Establishing major goals. Strategic leadership is the ability of the CEO and top managers to convey to their employees a compelling vision of what they want the organization to achieve. It motivates employers, and the goals should be realistic and specific. SMART goals, which is an acronym, and it stands for specific, measurable, attainable, results-oriented, and timely. How do you formulate strategy? It's the development of a set of corporate, business, and functional strategies that allow an organization to accomplish its mission and achieve its goals. SWOT analysis, a planning exercise in which managers identify internal organization strengths and weaknesses and external environmental opportunities and threats. Figure 8.5 shows planning and strategy formulation at the corporate level, the business level, and the functional level. And by doing a SWOT analysis, it's a planning exercise to identify the strengths and weaknesses inside an organization and opportunities and threats within the environment. Table 8.1 questions for SWOT analysis. This example is some questions to ask. Potential strengths, potential opportunities, potential weaknesses, potential threats, etc. The 5 forces. The level of rivalry among organizations in an industry. The potential for entry into an industry, the power of large suppliers, and the power of large customers, and the threat of substitute products. Boy, doesn't this sound a little familiar from strategic management class. The 5 forces have something known as hyper competition, And this is industries that are permanent, ongoing, intense competition brought all out by advancing technology or changing customer tastes and fads and fashions. When I think of hyper competition, I think of the beverage industry, Coca-Cola, Pepsi. In formulating business level strategies, Michael Porter developed a theory of how managers can select a business level strategy. It reduces rivalry, prevents new competitors from entering the market, reduces the power of suppliers or buyers, and lowers the threat of substitutes raising prices and profits. And Porter's business level strategies: low cost, focused low cost, differentiation, and focused differentiation. Formulating business level strategy: low cost strategy, driving the organization's total cost down below the total cost of rivals. Differentiation is distinguishing an organization's products from the products of competitors on dimensions such as product design, quality, or after-sales service. Concentration on a single industry, reinvesting a company's profits to strengthen its competitive position in its current industry. Vertical integration would be expanding a company's operations either backwards or into an industry that produces inputs for its products, or forward in an industry that uses, distributes, or sells its products. And figure 8.6 shows the stages in a vertical value chain where you can go backward or forward. And then you can see from the example, sweetener suppliers, Coca-Cola, a local bottler, then a supermarket chain, and that goes to the customer. Formulating corporate level strategies with diversification, expanding a company's business operations into an industry in order to produce new kinds of valuable goods or services. For example, PepsiCo's diversification into the snack food business with the purchase of Frito-Lay, or Cisco's diversification into consumer electronics with its purchase of Linksys. In diversification, you have related diversification. It's entering a new business or industry to create a competitive advantage in one or more of an organization's existing divisions or businesses. It's a synergy that is obtained when the value created by two divisions cooperating is greater than the value that would be created if the two divisions operated separately and independently. Unrelated diversification would be entering a new industry or buying a company in a new industry that is not related in any way to an organization's current businesses or industries. Portfolio strategy, but there can be too much diversification. In planning and implementing strategy, number 1, determine responsibility for implementation into the appropriate individuals or groups. 2, draft detailed action plans that specify how a strategy is to be implemented. Number 2, establish a timetable for implementation that includes precise, measurable goals linked to an attainment of an action plan. Allocate appropriate resources to the responsible individuals or groups, and an implementation has taken place to evaluate what went right and what went wrong. Number 6, take corrective action as needed. And number 7, conduct a review of overall processes once the implementation has taken place. I thank you for listening.